Inequality, the delegated class of Pakistan is referring to in the solutions proposed. And the fact is that when we talk of gender inequality, we cannot refer to women only. We need to look at it in a very equitable and backward. But the fact is that men as well prejudice, a professional ballet dancer, that man is disregarded upon. And the fact is that society imposes those ideas on man. If there was not this categorization, demarcation of jobs, then women as well will not have to abide by those restrictions.
Besides that, I would like to add something. I agree with men are victim of inequality, but we are referring here at workplace, and Pakistan would like to mention that in fact it is true,
And particularly those related to education. The delegated Syria wishes to emphasize on something else. The fact is that most Syrian children, they are not currently in Syria by special organizations and teachers. Concerning the measure for promotion of equal education, etc., the delegated Syria would like to emphasize that education promoting fairness and equality should be implemented in the curriculum in whatever school all over the world. And this only on women getting educated. We need to understand that women are not prejudiced against if they're no man. Men need to be implicated in the process. They need as well to be educated to receive this fair.
But what is UK doing about people crossing borders illegally? Chair, the delegate of Spain is also.
The probability of people crossing the country illegally is very minimized.
That actually, the delegate of United Kingdom is saying that measures already being taken to prevent such illegal immigrants from crossing their borders.
Scouts will be patrolling around the reserves and will take turns to patrol and.
Delegates of another pretty satisfied. Okay, thank you. I am going to move on to you will now leave the floor.
I know you.
Delegate of another helping me pronounce.
Please raise your placards. Delegate.
So now we'll move to the explanation of the vote. Delegates wishing to explain the vote for this resolution, please raise your placard.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Greetings to the House. Luxembourg votes for this resolution since it occurs.
Thank you, Chair. Honourable member of the jury, respected chairpersons and fellow delegates. Turkey voted against this resolution.
Delegates abstaining to vote for these solutions. Judge Obama's. Delegate of Spain, resolutions are passed. Abolition of prostitution in general, more coefficient investigation services, and more professional police force. Delegates to vote for these resolutions to raise your placards.
is to address the urgent need to combat illicit trafficking of weapons of mass destruction, and the Commission will present plans to introduce obligatory checks at all external borders. Activities taking place. Number 6. Support the availability of cyber emergency response team to countries since it helps to regulate the issue of cyber terrorism. Number 8. To redouble its effort to prevent further attacks from extremists, national peace and security. Number 8. And the consultation of international messaging services to prevent the communication. Number 12. Strongly urges that all member states must work. 13. Further invites the Treaty of the Global Initiative to combat nuclear terrorism for the prevention of provision of safe haven, service and for the setting.
We'll now proceed to the explanation of the resolution.
The resolution of the Assembly of International Maritime Organization is asking for a revision of the international measures to hinder and suppress terrorism against ships and to improve security on board passengers. Moreover, the
but the delegate of USA is talking about Nigeria, Chad, and Cameroon. Thank you, I know you.
4, 6, and 11 are not realistic, such as number 6, which calls for monthly checkup and carried out. It's a bit difficult to carry out the number of inhabitants which there is in the country. It's a very huge number. To monthly checkups, the delegate town would have doubt that it might be a lack of hospital.
Are the delegates willing to explain their views on questions, please? Winds of Blackers. Yes, the delegate of Turkey, you have the floor.
I, as the delegate of Turkey, will express my country's attention. Turkey has simply mixed opinions about this resolution because Turkey is for the political 4 and 5.
Thank you, delegate of Turkey. So now, delegates, we now move on to question number 3. Resolution 3, which is combating international need to increase the operating cruisers of the increase range of bladders. Yes, delegate of Ireland has the floor.
Honorable Chairperson, members of the jury and fellow delegates, greetings.
proceed with the debate against resolution 2. Delegates of Iran, Italy. What is the UK going to do to address the problem in Nigeria concerning Boko Haram? What is the UK?
Delegate.
Right.
The delegate of Angola would like to point out that our nation believes in Pan-Africanism and multilateralism. Angola believes in the rich inheritance of the African continent as a whole, and that the African unity, amongst others. But the only thing that we have to conduct in order to achieve this is to reap the benefits of our resources is to bring about peace in our country. Angola has planned to use our post-war experience, as all members of the House here already know. We have escalated from a 27-year-old civil war, which ended in 2002. So on this note, we wish to use our past experience to propose solutions.
Better system to deliver more efficiently, hence diminishing the weight of cybercrime in order to educate the community to protect themselves by providing up-to-date information. Honorable delegates, we need to look at this issue in a new way that's circulated today, but to make our tomorrows more rewarding and more fulfilling and safe for the next generation.
and girls, urges all member states to uphold the right to social protection, including basic services such as healthcare, housing, and social security, irrespective of country of origin or migration status. The wish that all states, recognizing the social and humanitarian nature of the problem of migrants
in Mozambique,
Can the delegate of Kuwait give example of how pollution of the environmental emissions, for example of how pollution of environmental emissions?
Thank you for your question, Delegate on Mozambique. Kuwait is undertaking the initiative to provide certain places where, and there are certain places in our coastal regions where people are not allowed to fish so that our marine resources.
As a sponsor of this resolution and member of the United Nations, strongly supporting the ethics and objectives of the UN Charter, Australia wishes to speak for this resolution. With terrorism being one of the major problems, Australia joins in the movement to analyze and find effective ways to counter terrorism. Delegate, as you may be aware of nuclear weapons in order to achieve the goals in the UN Development Commission, the Charter for Nuclear Free World. Supporting operatives with aid, Australia notes that states and territories police and the Australian Federal Police are highly trained and well equipped to terrorist attack. This is a very important step to take, as the most effective defense against terrorism is to prevent people from becoming terrorists in the first place. Measures have also been taken by the Australian government. The source is Egyptian Street, published on the 1st August 2015. This was announced by the Egypt Minister of Population.
Chair, it would take some time to educate the population towards this new step, to be able to reduce child marriage. Of course, it has reduced drastically. I do not have, the delegate doesn't have a document to prove this fact, unfortunately, but of course it's the last day. But if there was another day, the delegate would have brought a document to prove this fact. I still open 2 more points of information.
Those wishing to raise points of information, please raise your hands. Cuba, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair. The delegate of Egypt mentioned that education should be free. Is my fellow delegate aware that education is already free in countries like South Africa, like Rwanda, Mozambique, Egypt, except in South Africa, where even grants from government allow poor people to be exempt from school fees since 1996? Could you please elaborate on this?
Chair, these are the sponsors of this resolution. So, if one country is so the point of the delegate of Cuba is invalid.
South Africa even provides grants. The government provides grants for poor people to be exempt from school fees since 1996. So I believe that they provide. So Cuba believes, the delegate of Cuba believes that education is being free in South Africa and it is helping to eliminate access to discrimination.
Delegate chairs, please do not forget that the Syria also in this resolution and their education is not free at the moment, especially when they do not have access to education, taking their case that they are terrorism, well, with all the wars ongoing over there.
Anything to say, anything to add?
Chair, the delegates of
Okay, one information will be entertained. Those wishing to raise points of information, please raise your jackets.
Thank you, Chair. Well, the delegate of Egypt.
point of order, please. The delegate of Egypt stresses on the fact that it's Egypt and not Egypt. Please. No, it is very offensive.
Delegate of Tunisia, can you spell the word Egypt?
Egypt, please. Thank you.
So, Tunisia emphasizes on the fact that despite education is given to all, the problem of racism still exists. And as all have knowledge that Bangladesh is the second most racist country in the world, and due done to prevent such?
Should we just wait for the SG? So, delegate, please.
Can you repeat your
Briefly, please.
The Tunisia emphasizes on the fact that despite education is given to all, the problem of racism still exists. And as all have knowledge that Bangladesh is the second most racist country in the world.
With 15 votes for, 5 votes against, and 2 abstentions. So, okay, so now we proceed with the explanation of votes. So, delegates wishing to explain vote for this resolution, please raise your brackets. Okay, now delegates wishing to explain the abstention, please raise your brackets. So, now to the question of bonds, promoting access to renewable and sustainable energy for a green environment. So, delegates wishing to read the resolution, please raise your brackets. Delegates of Iran, having written on the floor.
Educating vulnerable people in the areas. Bring them to think of what are the causes of letting themselves be exposed to illegal trafficking of people.
Is there any other delegate wishing to raise their brackets for points of information? You are encouraged to raise your brackets. Bangladesh, do you have any question? You have any points of information? Where is Bangladesh? You have something to say? Then, delegate of Afghanistan on the floor.
Treating human organs for money is a controversial question. The delegate of Afghanistan would like to know the views of Turkey on this subject.
Yes, delegate of Turkey.
Chair and delegate of Afghanistan be more precise.
Delegate of Afghanistan.
There have been many arguments about the trade of human organs for money globally. Afghanistan would like to know the views of Turkey on the subject.
Thank you, delegate of Afghanistan. Delegate of Turkey, please respond.
Thank you, Chair. The views of Turkey.
Not proposed in our solution. But it is either mainly declaring work that has already been done, as in Agreement Clause 4, and 6, or just supporting them as inoperative clauses 5, 13, and 15. Australia also deplores a utopic point of view of operative clause 3, as despite cybercriminals are being arrested and disrupted, there are still multifarious cases of cybercrime. This can be proven by the fact that Brazil, Canada, Spain, and the United Kingdom, or among the 20 Australia, finds that this resolution is quite disappointing and calls upon other delegates to vote against this resolution. Thank you, and I'm now open to all points of information.
The delegate is open to all points of information. Delegates wishing to raise your points of information, please raise your brackets. The delegate of UK.
Thank you, Chair. The delegate is against this resolution, but most of these clauses have already been implemented in UK, and in 2014, 100 million pounds sterling worth of fraud have been prevented due to these, thanks to these clauses. So, what does the delegate have to say about this?
Thank you for
Yes. Angola has a manpower of 110,000 people in the army, and our delegate of Angola would like to point out that if ever there is any terrorist attack, we will deploy all our services, all our forces to fight these attacks. Thank you. I yield to the chair.
Anybody is interested in point of information? Raise your brackets. Delegate of USA, you have the floor.
Working with the Muslim community by not letting them practice their religion. Instead of anticipating war, conflict, loss of life, like Angola said, they have enough manpower. Why not make it easier for Muslims to practice their religion in Angola? Why not take measures to let Muslims have their mosques, to let them practice Islam, and not create conflict in the community at all? Thank you, and I'm going to call to the chair.
Delegate of Angola, you support this question?
Yes. The delegate of Angola believes that the delegate of USA has not been attentive to what I've said before. The Angolan government has never restricted the practice of Islamic practices. Whatever has been done with